Sports Car GT is a racing simulation game that was released for the PlayStation in 1999 for both the PlayStation and Windows PC. And the game was published by Electronic Arts and will be developed by different studios for each port of the game. But both editions of the game would be co-developed by Westwood Studios. The PC version of the game would receive favourable reviews while the PlayStation would receive mixed average reviews. And the game would also feature a multitude of different car brands from McLaren to BMW and Porsche, and other rarer names of cars from Saleen to Lister, among a few others, and would pit players to get involved with custom season championships where players must race and qualify to win the championships and to unlock new cars and additional features and tracks and other elements within the game. And the players would also be able to earn money for each race that they compete in, which again would go towards upgrading the cars and upgrading various elements of the cars themselves, and even buying new parts to improve your overall play style, to increase its performance and overall value. So there'll be a number of different modes involved in the game. So you have an arcade mode, time trial, multiplayer, and then you have your typical championship mode again, which allows people to compete for cars and for glory with unlocking new features. The PC version of the game is considered to be the superior version, and the PlayStation, while it did receive mixed reviews, it was mainly due to various elements such as the car handling and physics, as although the game had nice graphics and visual appeal, it was the handling characteristics of the cars that severely let it down. As from having played the game myself, the one noticeable thing with this game is that while it does play fairly decent and the handling of the cars aren't too bad, but the one major aspect you'll notice straight away is that the brakes on the cars are virtually non-existent whatsoever, as you'll find yourself literally just speeding around corners at high speed, that even when you do try to put the brakes on, the car doesn't give you the impression that it's slowing down. You don't feel like the car is slowing down, and you literally just fly into a wall the whole time. So it leaves you, the only way to really gain any sort of traction or even to have any chance of going around corners is literally just to let go of the accelerator and just kind of just glide the car into the corner, because using the brakes is literally just a no-go, because it doesn't make any difference really in stopping the car as such. And coupled with that, and especially when you gain higher positions in the races, you have very aggressive computer AI, especially in the higher levels, especially within first and second place, as the catch-up logic in the game is extremely aggressive, that if you do manage to get ahead of competitors, especially on more intricate tracks, they will catch up with you and just completely just wipe the floor with you literally in an instant. It is very, very difficult. It is a very difficult game to play, and it's a pity because the game does have some nice features and elements, but could have been executed a lot better, especially on the PlayStation version. Again, the difficulty, the catch-up logic, and just the lackluster controls are what really let it down, because it does have some really nice visuals, and even with the car models and the environments, has some great use of lighting and various kind of visual elements, but it's just the overall controllability of the vehicles in the games are just what really just set it apart from other more mainstream games on the system. Like, from my own personal experience, having spent time playing the game, it just feels lackluster. And I know I don't like to spin off games in a negative sense, but it definitely has elements that could have been presented so much better, but it definitely falls short. And for me, the controls were definitely its worst element, because you would have to speed around corners, and especially a more tighter type of corners, it's virtually impossible to take them at any normal speed, because you will 9 times out of 10 just crash into everything, and it just destroys whatever little bit of progress that you would have. And especially later on with more intricate levels where you have more sharper bends and hairpins, the handling in this game doesn't cater for that at all, so it leaves it just being so it just leaves the overall experience to be very disappointing in all respects to it, which is a pity, because like I mentioned, it does have some unique elements, but it just is severely let down with those issues. But in saying that, it does have a multitude of different features that if you do put time into it and you do manage to actually win races in it and to achieve things in it, there is plenty of elements that you can unlock and achieve as you play. But truthfully, many gamers will probably just not even bother with this, as it's not the most easiest to pick up and play game out there, and for that alone would be the reason why many people literally would avoid it, and probably have avoided it over the years. Like, even when I remember going going back, I remember seeing this game all over the store shelves. It was literally one of the most promoted games that I'd seen on magazines, game stores, shelves. There was literally copies of it everywhere. But the truth is, it just wasn't as appealing compared to the likes of Gran Turismo and other racing games. It just really fell short in all respects. And it's those reasons alone why the game has fallen into a realm of obscurity as such, because it just misses the mark on so many cases. If you do want to play the game, you would be better to opt for the PC version instead, as that is considered the more superior version, as it gets everything right that should have been in the PlayStation version. But it is what it is. Not every game is going to be great. There's some games that hit the height of success, whilst others will miss the mark, and that's just the reality of console gaming, especially in the 90s and early 2000s, as there were some phenomenal titles and some that would go on to be iconic legends, while others would just really fall short of the mark. But it really just depends on the player's preferences and what they're interested in. There are people out there that probably would have liked this game and enjoyed it for what it was, but then others maybe not so much. But I'd love to know your thoughts on Sports Car GT for the PlayStation if you have played it yourself, and if so, what did you think of this game back in the day? Did you manage to get anything out of this game, or even enjoy it, or maybe not so much? I'd love to hear whatever stories you do have of this game, so be sure to share it in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be updated of future videos. And if you would like to see more content on the channel around other types of racing games similar to this, then make sure to check out the playlist here on screen to see more of those games in action. And as always, keep those gaming memories alive.